Do you struggle with using the verb to be in the past tense? You're not alone. This little word is a big player in English, helping us describe states, identities, and characteristics. But when it comes to using to be in the past tense, many people find themselves a bit confused. It doesn't help that to be breaks from the norm and changes forms based on the subject, but don't worry. By the end of this video, you'll confidently use to be in the past tense. Let's start with the singular form of to be in the past tense. In English, we use the verb to be to describe states, identities, characteristics, and more. When we take this verb to the past tense, it changes depending on the subject. Let's go through it one by one, starting with I, which becomes was. For example, I was happy yesterday. This means that yesterday you were in a state of happiness. Next, we have you. Although you can be singular or plural, in this case we're using it in the singular form. You also becomes were. So if we say, you were tired yesterday, we're saying that the person you're speaking to was in a state of tiredness yesterday, moving on to he, she, and it. These all become was. So if we say he was a teacher, we're stating that the male subject used to be a teacher. Similarly, if we say she was excited, we're saying that the female subject was in an excited state. And finally, for it, we might say it was cold, meaning the thing or situation you're referring to was cold. These examples illustrate how to use the past tense of to be with singular subjects. Remember, it's crucial to match the past tense of to be with the subject of the sentence to maintain grammatical correctness. Now you know how to use the singular form of to be in the past tense. Let's move on to the plural form. Now let's tackle the plural form of to be in the past tense. When we talk about more than one person, we use the plural forms we, you, and they. Let's start with we. The past tense of to be with we is were. For instance, we were best friends in high school. In this example, were indicates a state or condition in the past. Another example can be, we were studying for the exam last night. This sentence tells us what we were doing in the past. Moving on to you, when referring to more than one person, we also use were. Take this sentence for example, you were the first to arrive at the party. This tells us about a past event involving you, a group of people. Another instance could be, were you in the same class? Here were is used to ask a question about a past situation. Lastly, we have they. Just like we and you, the past tense of to be with they is also were. Consider this sentence, they were always late for practice. This tells us about a habitual action of they in the past. A further example is, they were at the museum yesterday. This sentence tells us where they were in the past. Great. Now you're familiar with both the singular and plural forms of to be in the past tense. Scene script. Let's recap what we've covered. We've taken a deep dive into the past tense of the verb to be. In the singular form we use was for I, he, she, and it. So, if you want to express that you were tired yesterday, you'd say, I was tired yesterday. If you want to mention that he was a great singer when he was young, you'd say, he was a great singer when he was young. On the other hand, we use were for you, we, and they in the plural form. Hence, if you want to say that you were at the party last night, you'd say, you were at the party last night. If you want to mention that you all were the first to arrive at the party, you'd say, you were the first to arrive at the party. Remember, the key to mastering the past tense of to be is practice. Use it in your daily conversations, in your writing, and in your thoughts. Try to construct sentences using was and were with different pronouns. Before you know it, it will become second nature to you. And there you have it, the past tense of to be demystified. Keep practicing and you'll master it in no time.